Hello, you're welcome once again to my YouTube channel. I'm very glad to have you all here. Please, if you are new here, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel to receive updates on graduate school. But this content is about graduate school and how some of the information that as a graduate you need to know, some of the admission requirements for certain schools, some of the applications that you need to attach during the application method or during your application forms. In fact, those who want to apply for next year, and those who also want to go just right after their completion, you can. This video is very helpful. And once again, please, if you are new here, can you subscribe to my YouTube channel? Today, I'm just going to walk you through a special university in the US called Cornell. Cornell University is, in fact, one of the most top, let's say, one of the Ivy League school in US. In fact, you can have a lot. They have a lot of special PhD programs and also master's programs. In fact, they have a lot of research centers that will help you in your journey in graduate school. So without much ado, I just go to Google and let me give you the information that I found. I found a nice information over there, and I want to share with you some of the common mistakes applicants also do, and also some of the requirements that they also need or they are required of you. Okay, so Cornell University. Now I'll walk you through their graduate school section of graduate school portal. So this is how their website looks like. In fact, I really like their structure. The way they structure their website is very nice, and it makes you go straight to the point because they have a lot of functionalities in there that will help you or that will walk you through their application requirements. So you can see admission requirements, but then I'm more fortunate about more specific about graduate school. Yes, so I would not really touch on the undergraduate, but then keep your comments session coming, keep commenting on the video. If you should find it helpful, just support me so I can also do research on undergraduate, so I can also give you enough information for your career. Okay, so let me walk you through the admission process. Now, when for graduate school at Cornell, they have this. Okay, so as you can see, more with more than 80 field of study. Your critical first step in the admission process is to identify the field and faculty with whom you wish to study. So this information goes to those who are applying for graduate school or those who want to go to graduate school. Now, you have to find a professor or a faculty member. Okay, so for instance, if you want to go and offer materials engineering, PhD in materials engineering, of which we will look very soon, or let's say PhD in chemistry, or PhD in physics, or PhD in mathematics, you should have a faculty member. Now, who is a faculty member? A faculty member is someone, it could be a lecturer, it could be a supervisor, it could be assistant or head. Now, what they do is that when they are into research, okay, so depending on the research interest you wish or you want to study or you want to upgrade yourself, you choose a specific supervisor that matches your research interest. Okay, so these are information that you need to know. You can't just apply. Okay, you need to know the faculty, and also you need to know where you are applying and why you are applying for that. Okay, so this information is just for you. Now, let me walk you through their field of study. In fact, that is why I like Cornell University. I have been researching for a while. and I found a lot of information. That is why I want to share with you. Now they have a lot of a graduate field of study. In fact, they have some for aerospace engineering. If you want to do a PhD in robotics or aerospace engineering, you can also go and do MPhil. Now arts, biochemistry, biochemical, environmental engineering. In fact, chemistry, chemical, biological, classics, communication, PhD in communication, comparative literature, computational biology, a whole lot economics. In fact, now okay, so you can see management, PhD in management. You can also do PhD in material science and engineering, but today's video I will focus in PhD in material science and engineering, because the reason is that because that is my field. Like, as in, I'm a materials engineering student, but then it's the same process. And after watching this video, you can just walk through other field of study. Okay, it's the same process, but I'm going to walk you through. Okay, so you can see PhD in mechanical engineering as well. You can also offer. We have media studies and microbiological, music. In fact, a whole lot. You can just walk through. You can see masters, PhD. So based on the program that you want, you can just select. So for instance, if I'm interested in PhD in, or let's say masters in materials engineering, or for instance PhD in materials engineering or material science engineering, now I want to know the basic requirements of the faculty or of the course itself. Okay, because there is a general requirement for the university itself, and there are some specific requirements. That one, it is being set by the faculty themselves. Okay, or the courses that you want to enroll, or the course that you want to enroll. So you don't just stand up by going to their admission portal and finding the requirement. You can just use them for your application for any course. No, it doesn't work like that. So you have to research specifically the area or the field that you want to venture into. You just have to search so that you know their admission requirement pertaining to that course, okay, or that program. So you can see now these are program descriptions as a PhD in material science engineering. You can see these are some of the things that you need. Okay, and one of the things that you have to take note is that depending on your field of study, okay, so for instance, if you offered economics, or let's say you offered business in your degree, you can do, or you can do PhD or masters in economics or any business related field. Okay, but for instance, if I'm an engineering student, it is hard for me to go and offer a PhD in business. I'm not sure. I'm not saying it is not possible, but it is very hard, and it is rare for me to adventure into that. Okay, so that is just by the way. So before you choose a specific program that you want to do, you want to further your studies, you have to know the background. Okay, so you have to first of all have the background. It is part of the admission requirement. It is very part of the admission requirement. That one you have to take into consideration the field that you want to branch into. Okay, so for instance, someone who studied a degree in material science and engineering, the person have this kind of solid foundation because the person studied mechanical properties, mechanical behavioral properties of materials, structural properties, composites, of course inorganic, hybrid, nano composites, organic, optoelectronics. So it's sort of have these people have basics in their degree studies. Okay, so in that case, you branching or you furthering your education in material science engineering PhD is a good idea. Okay, Okay, sure. So that's all. And let me also walk you through. So these are their contact information. You can find them. So now their concentration by subject. You can see materials engineering, material science. Those are the subjects. You can see the tuition. When you visit the graduate school tuition rates page, you can see the tuition rates or their fees. Now, this is very important, guys. Before you are applying for a graduate school, you have to know the deadline and the day that the school is open and the day that the school is closing. Okay, so for instance, those who want to apply for January, that is next year 2025, yeah, you have to start your application, start gathering your applications, okay, because it's very necessary and it's sort of going to take a lot of time. Okay, so you have to also keep in mind with the application deadline. So with regardless to the school that you want to apply, please make sure you check the application deadline, because when you submit it after the application deadline, it is possible that your application is not going to be reviewed, and which will pain you a lot because you actually did the writing, or you actually had time and you planned and you did it, but because of that mistake, your application will not be reviewed, which is bad, and you don't want that thing to happen to you. So please always check the deadline for submission. Okay, so let me walk you through the graduate school requirements. Okay, so you can see. So okay, so at corner, at corner, at corner, graduate admissions are made by faculties in proposed field of study. Although the graduate school coordinates the admission process and establishes minimum requirement for admission. Okay, application deadline and additional requirements vary by field and degree program. Okay, be sure to check with your field to confirm supplemental requirements. Okay, so that was what I said earlier on, that before you venture into any field, you have to contact your faculty members, because most of the requirements, okay, it's dependent on the field that you want to do or the field that you want to go into. Okay, so you can't just watch the general requirement to apply. You can just search for a specific program that you want to offer, go in depth and see their requirement. That is what all this is trying to say. Okay, so so let's see. For all applicants, you need to take the required test. Okay, so some program will require GRE, some program will not require GRE. So these are things that you need to know. Okay, and your recommendation letters too, you have to also prepare that, and also academic statement of purpose, personal statement, prepares so you have to also prepare your transcript and English language proficiency. With this, IELTS and TOEFL and stuff very necessary in corner. Like they usually accept those tests. Okay, so if you are not having, try and get one. Yes. Okay. So for international applicants, you can also visit on this one, through that you will know if you are not from US and you are from any country outside US. You can just walk through that one. You will find an application requirement for international student. Okay. So even all this is applied to all international student. Okay. So you have to take note. Now let me also walk you through their financial support. This is very important before you seek for graduate school, or before you venture into a graduate school. You have to first look at the funding, because most of the universities, they don't have funding. Most of the universities, you have to apply for scholarships separately, and some of the schools too automatically, when you meet their requirement, you are given a scholarship to study your PhD. And when you consider PhD and masters, most of the universities outside there, they don't really have a scholarship for masters or funding for masters. Yes, but for PhD, most of the universities have fundings for them. And even if a university have funding for masters, it is not as huge as someone who is offering PhD or someone who is pursuing PhD. Yes. Okay. So that was just by the way. So you can see enrollment and student status. Enrollment is official recognition of a student relationship, blah blah, with the university. Enrolling is a basic authority for. Okay, so before you get accepted in every university, you mean you have to enroll. Okay, so now when you are being enrolled into the university, you have access to all their laboratories. You have access to all their fellowship, their programs, campus labs, assistantships and fellowships and other stuffs. Okay, so now let me walk you through the graduate funding. Now, graduate funding is a source of financial aid for enrolled doctoral students. To receive graduate funding, including assistantship, fellowship, stipend, and travel grants, a student must be enrolled for a semester in which they receive the funds. Okay, so it is very important for you to notice that the school that you are applying to and the course or the field that you want to venture into, are there fundings available or they are not. Okay, so let me walk you through the assistantship and let me explain to you what we mean by assistantship. Now, that is why PhD students have a lot of, like, they have a lot of fundings in terms of their staying on campus outside them. Okay, because it comes in, some schools comes in three forms, some schools comes in three four forms. Okay, so as a PhD student, you will get your funding as being a TA, and TA is a teaching assistant. So what you do that, you assist the professor there. Okay, so in terms of teaching, you teach. Okay, and upon that service you render, you are being paid or you are being funded for your tuition and other living expenses. Okay, then you can, as a PhD student in Cornell, you can also work as a research assistant RA. You can also work as a graduate assistant. You can also work as a graduate research assistant. Okay, all these things or all these workmanship or it contributes to your funding. Okay, so you can't just go there and in fact you have to work. Okay, so by doing so, you are actually paid for the work, and you will not work more than 20 hours, okay, within a week. No, you will not work more than 20 hours within a week. This is very nice. Is that also? Yes. Okay, so now you can see on student full scholarship, now what you will receive is a stipend. You will also receive a full tuition credit at a research degree rate, Cornell individual student health insurance. Okay, so now you have health insurance in case you are sick, in case of anything, in case of emergency, you are good to go because you can attend any of their hospitals. Okay, so now let me walk you through some of the things expected as being a teaching assistant as a graduate student. So what you do is that you support the teaching of a specific course. Now that's what TS does. So you assist your professor or your supervisor in teaching a certain course, and you will not work more. You will not work more than 15 hours. Now, you can teaching assistants average no more than 15 hours per week for base stipend as established by the board of trustees. Okay, so you will not work more than 15 hours per week. Okay, that's it. Then now let's see a special information for incoming international student. I got it for you. International students who come from countries where English is not a first language and who will TA in their first year at Cornell should visit the Center for Teaching Innovations. Okay, so these are, you see, like the Chinese and other European countries and other Iraq and stuff. Most of those countries, they don't, English is not their language. Okay, so if it happens like that, you have to visit their webpage to learn more about that in terms of you being assigned to be a TA. Now, as a graduate research assistantship, okay, and most of these things, whether GRAS, RAS, or TES, is offered within the first year of your graduate school. Okay, so you can work as GRA, that is graduate research assistantship. So in that case, what you do is that there will be a research project and you support students on thesis. Okay, okay, so that is it. And because, now let me also read this. GRA is an academic appointment focused on thesis research that will require for all candidates for the degree. The research project for GRA directly support a student thesis. Because a student devotes considerable time to thesis, the time spent is connected with the project. Okay, so now you'll be given a project and you are going to write a thesis about it. Okay, so it kind of, it's going to take your time. Okay, so now those time is being accounted for. Okay, so based on that, you are being paid for the research. Now you can also be a research assistantship. In that case, you help your lecturer in the lab. Okay, in case of so let me see. So research assistantship is an academic appointment for research that is not directly thesis related. In this case, you are not going to write any exams or anything like that. So in that case, maybe you will be in a faculty and there will be data sheets, or maybe there will be some informations over there, and you will be told, or you will be assigned to analyze those data, or you will be given a work outside your field. Okay, you'll be given a work outside your field. So if you are offering, let's say, mathematics, you will be given, let's say, an English essays to maybe, I mean, go through, or maybe separate them, that kind of work. Okay, yes, so that is how you are also being paid as your graduate, as a graduate student at Cornell. Okay, so that is it. And a graduate assistantship is an academic appointment requiring 15 to 20 hours a week, average no more than 15 hours per week, for the best stipend as established by the Board of Trustees. For example, appointment might include assisting a faculty member in developing and coordinating an academic conference. Okay, so as I said, before you get into a school, you should have someone to work under. Okay, so in case of any academic conferences, or in case of any program, you assist. So it's a volunteering work. Now let me say this, in fact, graduate school is a volunteering work, and in fact it is also going to contribute to your growth, okay, as far as education is concerned. And when you are writing your CV, make sure that you have a lot of volunteering work. Okay, because now when they are viewing your application, it's a kind of, they go through and see how you volunteer. Okay, because there is work that you are going to do, you are, in the other sense, it's not going to benefit you, especially you being a graduate assistantship. Okay, so you are just going to help the lecturer to organize conferences and academic calendar and appointees and stuff. So it doesn't really matters your field of study, but then you still have to do it. So it's a kind of volunteering work. Okay, so that is all that I mean by that. Okay, so that was just by the way. Okay, okay, so that is it, I think. And also, let me hammer on this. For loans, you can also, but then for international students, it become very difficult for you to apply for loans at US, because most of the loans are given to the citizens. Okay, those who reside in US. Okay, and you can also have fellowships, scholarship, or fundings. Okay, so that is also nice. And one thing about Cornell is that when you get admitted, okay, and you can have a travel to tour or travel to conference programs, okay, or exchange programs, okay. So you are, as an international student, or as international students, you have that opportunity to also travel to expand in your research areas. Okay, so now let me also give you their funding, travel funding opportunities, but these are basically based on those who are staying or those who are citizens. But then international students can also benefit from that. So they have a full PDF that tells you the programs, or where you want to go, the location where you want, or the location you want to go, and a specific amount that is being assigned for everyone. Okay, so as you can see, research degree students. Okay, so let me click on the PDF so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, sorry, where is it? The PDF. So you can see location and awards. Now this is the PDF I was talking about. So if you want to have an exchange program, or want to locate an exchange program with a school or at this location, so for instance, if you want to go to Georgia or Georgia, you will be given $400 to do so. For instance, if you want to go to Florida, or you can even want to go Colorado. Is it what? Colorado. These words I can't even mention them all. Okay, so if you want to go to Washington, Virginia, Texas, so Texas, OU, Oregon, South Carolina. Oh, South Carolina. Okay, so these are the stipends, or these are the monies or grants that are given to students who want to actually go to these areas or this location to expand their research experience. Okay, so that is all. I hope you enjoy for this section. Please keep your comments coming, and if you have a specific school that you want me to uh, walk you through, I can also do that. But please, if you are new here, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much.